We are finally here, December 2025. When this year started, I set out 5 goals for myself because I wanted to see just how far I could really go if I actually sat down, tracked my goals, and tried to hit them by the end of the year. And now it's time to finally reflect on this year. How did I do? Did I fail, or did I actually finally achieve some of my goals for the first time in my life? So let's go. After years and years and years of failure, I decided to finally put this to the test. Every time I get on social media, I always see these people saying you need to write down your goals and you need to actually track them as often as you possibly can to make sure that you're on track. So I decided, you know what, let's see if this is actually doable. Because I've always had goals. I always wanted to start a YouTube channel. I always wanted to lose weight. I wanted to bulk and build muscle. I wanted to save money. But these are things that I just said to myself. I didn't actually do anything. I didn't track anything. And I thought to myself, you know what? I'll do it. I'll track my goals in the form of these YouTube videos because I always wanted to make a YouTube channel. So what better way to start my YouTube channel than to actually start with my goals and what I want to achieve? And so how did I do? My goals were pretty simple. My first goal was to simply just post one YouTube video a week to make sure that I am on track and I'm actually consistent. My second goal was to actually read 2 books for this year. And I absolutely hate reading, but if you want to get better in your life, you need to learn new things. So I committed to reading at least 2 books for this year. And my third goal for this year was to learn a high income skill. And I chose to learn how to write and run Meta ads, Facebook ads, media buying. That's the skill that I ended up choosing. And my fourth goal for the year was to gain 10 pounds, to try and build muscle and finally bulk. After being in a weight loss phase for a very, very long time, I decided it was time to finally start building up my body and actually gain some muscle. And my last goal for the year was to actually save up for my emergency fund and finally have some security. So let's see how I did. So let's start off with my first goal, post 1 YouTube video a week. When this year started, like a lot of people, I procrastinated and I ended up not posting pretty much anything for the month of January because I wanted to have the best camera, I wanted to have the best mics, I wanted to have the best of everything. And honestly, till this day, I still don't have a good camera or a good mic. So if I had kept procrastinating, I would have never started this YouTube channel. And I don't regret anything. Yeah, sure, right now I'm still filming using my phone, but for the next year, one of my goals is to actually start improving my content and actually start investing more into making my content. So for my goal of this year, I am very, very proud of myself to say, ever since I started uploading videos here on YouTube, I have not stopped. I have not missed a single upload. I did not start at the beginning of the year as I had hoped. So the first few weeks of this year, I did not post anything, and that is okay because right now I am posting consistently. I have not missed a single week of uploading. So for this goal, the last time I was here 3 months ago, I was at about 70% completion, right? And I said I will never hit 100% for this goal for the year of January 2025. This is a goal I'll continue to have into the next year and into the following year. I don't plan on stopping. So while I did not hit 100% this year, I will give myself and say, you know what? I posted for about 11 months of the year consistently. I posted consistently ever since I started back in February, and I have not missed a single upload. So I will give myself a 90% completion, and I am very, very, very proud of myself for this. So this year, yeah, sure, in the beginning there, it was a little bit shaky, but I think I have been consistent. I have been consistent. The goal going into the new year is to just improve the content. Improve the content, better sound, better camera, better lighting, better editing, more research, and just overall better delivery of the content. So that's the goal for the next year. Just keep posting, but obviously improve the content. Improve, improve, improve. If I don't improve, then what is the point of making these YouTube videos? If I don't improve, then what is the point of actually people subscribing to my channel? Why would you subscribe to this channel if the content is not good, if the audio is not good, if the camera is not good, if the background is not good? So I need to make sure that I actually invest into my YouTube channel right now. So yeah, that was my first goal for the year, and I'm honestly very satisfied with the results. So let's move over to my second goal of this year, which was to read 2 books in the year of 2025. And I absolutely smashed this goal like months ago because I decided to switch over to audiobooks. I do not have time during my day to just sit down, find a quiet, find some time to take out a book and read. And honestly, I don't have a very big apartment, so buying books is not something that I could do, right? I don't have space for them. So audiobooks have definitely been a lifesaver. And ever since I started reading audiobooks, it makes it so much easier to actually learn, because while I'm in the gym doing my cardio, I can put on an audiobook. While I'm at work doing things that don't require that much mental capacity, I can still listen to an audiobook and push forward with my goals. So for this goal, I absolutely smashed it. I'm not a person who likes reading. So if you're like me and you don't like to read, you don't want to take out a book, you don't have space to buy books and actually keep them on a shelf, switch to audiobooks. Audiobooks are a phenomenal resource for you to still learn. And while I already smashed this goal, the last time I was here, I was not finished reading $100 million offers. And I said I would finish it up and actually read a book and finish that book by the end of the year. And the book that I decided to read was 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson. I finished it about a week ago. It was a really long book. I think it's the longest book that I have listened to this entire time. But yeah, the 4 books I read for the year of 2025 are Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Atomic Habits, $10 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi, and 12 Rules for Life by Jordan B. Peterson. And I realized listening to this book, 12 Rules for Life, that I want to listen to books that are more educational, that serve a purpose, right? Whether it's content, whether it's investing, whether it's learning something new. I honestly did not enjoy this book as much as I thought I would. I am a psychology student, I'm a former psychology student. Jordan B. Peterson is someone that I used to watch his lectures a lot on YouTube. And I thought to myself, you know what? Let me listen to his book. I saw him go on his press run. I listened to his interviews. And I was like, this guy has a lot of interesting things to say. And I was like, you know what? I will listen to this book. And everything in this book are things that I've heard him speak about in his interviews. And yes, the book honestly was just not what I was looking for. I am looking for a book like $100 Million Offers, Atomic Habits, books that are actually actionable. Like I can actually listen to it and take something and then start doing it. With Atomic Habits, you have habit stacking, you have starting small. These are things that I have done in my own life to actually start achieving my goals, to start posting consistently, to start actually tracking my food, to actually track my lifts at the gym. These are things that I have used in my own daily life. Maybe when I'm older and I'm more matured, I can come back to this book and read it again. But I will say, I don't think it's a bad book. I just don't think it's a book I should have listened at this stage of my life. So maybe when I'm older, I'll appreciate it more. But for now, I think it's a decent book. Just not a book I think I'm ready for right now at this point. So yeah, goal number 2 of this year, absolutely smashed it. I read 4 books. My goal was to read 2. And obviously listening to audiobooks makes it so much easier. But the point here is that I smashed the goal and I'm very satisfied. And next year, I'll keep reading books. And I've already picked out some books that I will be reading at the beginning of next year. Drop your guesses in the comments and I want to see what you guys think I'll be reading next year, because I've already dropped some hints. I want books that are, investing, learning, money, content, stuff like that. So I wonder what you guys think I'll be reading in the following year. And if you have any suggestions for any books for me to read, you can drop them in the comments. And obviously, I have plenty of time to listen to audiobooks. So if you have any good audiobooks you think I would be interested in, drop it in the comments. So let's move over to goal number 3. And this goal right here was very important to me, because right now I am working a job that is not exactly my dream job or my goal, right? It's not something that I saw myself doing as a kid. I work as an English teacher here in Taiwan, And yes, it's a good job. It affords me the opportunity to actually explore and try new things, like starting this YouTube channel, investing money into learning a skill, right? And I'm very, 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 very grateful for that, because that's why I came here. That's why I decided to do this. It is a very good, fulfilling job, but it's not for me. And my goal in 2025 was to learn a high income skill. And I chose media buying, Facebook ads, running Facebook ads. And honestly, it has not been going good. I will not lie. Like at the beginning of the year, I spent most of my time obviously learning as much as I could. But I hit a roadblock. I know exactly what I need to do. Like at the beginning of this year, my attention was split between content and learning, right? But ever since I stopped learning, I leaned more into making content. And I enjoy making content. I slowed down on the learning and I know what I need to do. What I need to do is simple. I need to start going out and getting clients. But I thought to myself, you know what? Do I actually want a job? I know this might sound ridiculous, but ever since I started working, I've realized that I am not a person who wants to have a regular job. And that's what this would become. Like running ads for businesses and helping businesses make money is definitely going to be the type of job that I do not want. Ever since I've been making content, it's been so enjoyable because it doesn't feel like work to me. Even right now, I have to record this video, edit it, and have it posted by tomorrow. And it's like midday right now. But I am not, I'm not tired. I'm not dreading it. I'm like excited. I'm excited. I'm trying a new background. This is the first time that I've shot at this angle. I'm having fun learning how to make better content, learning how I can invest more into the content and making it so much better. And I'm in a situation where I feel like I have to choose one. I cannot juggle so many things at the same time. I think this is a big mistake that people make when we are trying to learn new things. We put so much on our plates, we make so many goals that like you'd be better off just going all in on one thing. And right now I'm leaning more towards just going all in on making content and making the best content as I've had. I mean, for the first time, like the last video I posted, I finally cracked 200 views. I know that's not much, but I've been making content this entire year and I cracked 100 views a few months ago, and I finally cracked 200 views. And on TikTok, I finally passed 100 followers. On Instagram, I finally got a video that got like 3,000 views for the first time ever. And I've been posting content for over a year on those social media platforms. And I am enjoying that process. I am enjoying that growth. If my job could be helping people get in shape, giving people good information that will help them change their lives, and documenting the journey of me changing my own life, I honestly don't think I'll ever get to a point where I am tired of that. I don't think I would. And that is something that I look forward to. I look forward to making this something I could do forever, because that's what it is. This is my life and I will always live it. I will always go to the gym. I'll always try to be healthy. I'll always track my food. I'll always, lift weights. I'll always try my best to live the best life I possibly can. And if I can document my journey, building that life, and inspire others and help others do the same, honestly, I would be very, very happy. So right now, this goal, honestly, I'm more at like 70% because I do have a client actually. I did ask my school to help them run ads for the schools to help them get more students. But I'm at a point where I'm like, you know what? Yeah, this is a good skill. It's an amazing skill. And the best thing about this skill would be that I could literally start making money a month from today. Like if I went out and I started getting clients and I started running ads for them, next 3 months, I could actually be making money from this, like easily. But for content, it could take me another 2, 3, 4 years to actually make money from this. So I'm in a rough spot. I don't know which way to go. Even if I do make money from running ads, it's not something that I see myself doing for a long time. It's not something that I see myself doing when I'm 50 or when I'm 60, or like it's not something that I see myself doing long term and actually enjoying. So I'm leaning more towards just going all in on making content and just trying my best with that. I think if you are in a similar spot as me, you need to choose. It's always better to just choose one and go all in, because we always hear people saying you need multiple streams of income, but a majority of people who are successful did not start having multiple streams of income. You go all in on one thing, make your money that way, and then you actually branch out and you try new things. When you're starting out, just choose one thing that you think, this is something that is worth my time and I'm willing to invest money and time into this. And then you can branch out later. I think that's the best course of action for me. So yeah, this goal honestly is unfortunate. I failed. I think it's fair to say that I failed. My interests changed. And honestly, that is okay. I am a person and interests change and things don't work out. And that is okay. If you set out your goals and you realize halfway through, like, you know what, this goal is not for me. I tried it. It's not like I didn't try. I tried it, but it's not for me. It's okay to let it go and then put on something else. That is perfectly normal. You don't have to be so attached to your goals. If it's not working out, you can change it. And that is normal. Failing is not a bad thing. This is why I'm saying I failed at this goal. Because I know I had a goal of actually making money from this skill by the end of this year. And I completely failed. I didn't do that. So that only means I failed. While yes, I'm not interested, it's a failure. I did not achieve what I said I was going to achieve. And that will happen to you too. You'll say, I'll do this by this. It will not happen. And that is completely normal. That is completely normal. Let's move over to my fourth goal for the year, which was to gain about 10 pounds this year. This goal, honestly, the last time I was here, I put it up at 90% completed. And the reason for that is I was at the end of my bulk. And I had put on about 20 pounds in 7 months. And I was starting my weight loss phase. And honestly, right now, I am at the end of the weight loss phase. So everything went according to plan. I did put on the weight that I said I was going to put on. And I did lose the weight by the end of the year. Right now, I'm about only 1 kg away from my starting weight, which is perfectly normal. I'm actually a little bit leaner than I was, a little bit bigger than I was when this year started. I will show you some comparison videos of where I was when I first started and where I am now. And you can definitely see a difference. There is definitely a difference. I definitely built some muscle, although I did have higher expectations, but muscle growth is a very slow process. And honestly, as long as I am seeing progress, I am very, very satisfied. Obviously, the goal for next year is to do something similar, to put on more muscle, but put on more muscle and less fat. While my bulk was slow this year, I put on 10 kgs in a span of 7 months. That was still a little bit too quick because it is impossible to put on 10 kgs of muscle in 7 months for a natural person. It is not possible. So next year, my bulk will be a little bit longer and a lot slower. So my goal for next year is to actually put on nowhere near close to 10 kgs of weight, right? Because I realized if you are trying to build muscle, your goal should not be the scale. Your goal should not be putting on more weight. While yes, you want to see the upward trend of the scale going up, your main goal should be in a surplus for as long as you possibly can. A very small surplus. Yes, your weight will go up. But if your weight is not going up, that doesn't mean you're not building muscle. You need to focus on performance at the gym. If you are getting stronger, there is no reason to increase your calories. And for me, at the beginning of my bulk, I was getting stronger every single week, but I still increased my calories because I had this goal of putting on this amount of weight in this amount of time. And that is not a good way to set a goal. Yes, when you set a goal, it needs to be measurable. And that's why I said I need to gain 10 pounds this year, because this is clearly measurable. But putting on muscle is not something that you can just measure like a normal thing. It is very, very hard to measure muscle growth. So yeah, for this goal, I am definitely satisfied as well. You can definitely see in my before and after that I look a whole lot better at a little bit of a higher weight, like 1 kgs heavy. I'm about 61.8 kgs right now, and right here I was at about 60 kgs. So I'm definitely happy with the bulk this year. I did put on 10 kgs, but losing that weight, it only took me like 16 weeks to lose all that weight. I am definitely satisfied. Putting on muscle, putting on weight, bodybuilding, building your dream physique is a skill that I am also working on. And honestly, no complaints. And now let's move over to my final goal for the year. As I said already, I'm an English teacher here in Taiwan, and as someone who lives overseas, I wanted to have a good and healthy emergency fund. Because if I lose my job, I don't want to be out in the streets. And for the first year that I was working, it was honestly so stressful. Because if something came up at work where my boss wanted to talk to me about something, I would get very anxious, because it's like, I don't want to lose my job. I lose my job, I am absolutely cooked. And honestly, living life like that is just not healthy. So I decided, like, you know what, I need a good emergency fund. So my goal was to save 200,000 new Taiwanese dollars by the end of this year. And I'm happy to say that I actually did it. I have saved a total of 200,000 new Taiwanese dollars. I can't believe it. I almost can't believe it. I can't believe it. I thought it would not be possible. Well, it could be more or less 200k, because I already have it right now, but it could be more or less depending on the exchange rate. My money is not exactly in one place, but I did it. I did it. I actually saved more than this, but some of that money is actually invested. So I don't count it, because it's not money that I plan on using anytime soon. It's invested and I'm never gonna see it for like 30 years. So I don't count it. But I finally have a good emergency fund. I could lose my job tomorrow and I would have months, like 6 months, to find a new job. And if things do get sticky, I can always fly back home, right? I'm in a position where I feel safe. Honestly, if you don't have an emergency fund, you are living life on the edge. One small emergency could literally end your life. Like, it could literally ruin your life and put you into debt. Build a good emergency fund. 6 months of expenses saved. Essential expenses. Make sure that you have 6 months of expenses saved. It will give you such a big peace of mind. Because right now, when things do come up, because things always do come up at work, wherever you're working, I don't have to feel so anxious. If my boss calls me and says, I want to talk to you about something that happened, I don't have to start being anxious and being worried. Because even if you didn't do anything wrong, it's so easy to get fired. Like, getting fired is so easy, especially as a foreigner. You don't want to be in a foreign country and not have any savings. Like, it could get very bad for you very quick. So for this goal, it's done. It's done. Next year, I can actually start investing in this YouTube channel, getting a good camera, getting good audio, getting good mics, getting good lighting. I can actually start focusing on something that I enjoy. And that is so exciting. I'm very excited. So yeah, man, that's it from me. I hope you guys like the new background. We'll see what we do with it as the year goes on in 2026. But yeah, that's it. That's all my goals for the year. And honestly, some wins, some losses, but that's life. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because 2026 will be an amazing year for this YouTube channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.